This Thursday, join NBC for a new Thanksgiving tradition, the National Dog Show, presented by Purina. That's the National Dog Show, Thanksgiving Day after the Macy's Parade, right here on NBC.
My dog loves to watch that show.
The parade?
No, the dog show.
Oh, okay. I love the Macy's Parade.
Oh, here we go. Now the leader, they're 3 wide in front of Casey Mears. That's good.
No, that's not good. That's not good for Casey.
Casey now inside of Kyle Petty.
And Michael Waltrip, they're 3 wide.
And Mark Martin
is right there.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
Because I know that Casey Mears can't run a fast lap around all that traffic.
Mears the race leader, Martin second, Carl Edwards third, Gordon fourth, Greg Biffle fifth. Tony Stewart continues to run in the 13th position.
Mark made up about a second that lap, just because Casey Mears was hung up in that traffic.
48 laps to go. One more pit stop will get all these teams to the checkers.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, BP.
They got to stop one more time. When do you think that'll be?
Yeah, for the leader, Casey Mears, it's going to be about lap 227, but Tony Stewart just called in just to tell you how that his car's handling has gone away. He just called in to Greg Zipadelli and said, hey, Bud, when can we stop? Greg Zipadelli told him about 10 more laps. And you guys know that when a race is running green and you're in the situation Tony Stewart is, the call to bring that car on pit road under green is just fraught with peril.
Oh, you can't stop till everyone stops.
Because if you come under green, you're certainly concerned the caution will come out and burn you.
Yeah, and every lap that Tony stays out there, now that the car's gone bad, it's just going to get worse and worse every lap. The car is going to be slower and slower every lap, and he's going to lose a lot of track time.
I mean, Robbie Gordon, the 7 car, closing in on Tony Stewart. And Rusty Wallace in the 2 car, 2 more positions. That would put Tony back to the 15th spot. But he's still okay. 15th is okay.
Casey Kane on pit road, Allen.
Might have been an early stop for a vibration is the initial report I'm getting. I'm going to confirm that. I just ran into their pit, but it's going to be a 4-tire change and a chassis adjustment for Casey Kane, who pitted from 6th position. And we'll get a look and see what comes off the car tire-wise as well.
45 laps to go. If they all pit under green and then we stay green, this will be their last chance to make the car better. They'll all be able to get to the finish on fuel this time. What'd you find out, Alan?
Just to confirm, Casey said he had a vibration, and that's why they pitted a few laps early, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Whoa! Hang on.
Wanted to get up there in a hurry, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was trying to get up there in a hurry, and on that flat apron of the racetrack, that could be bad news.
Mears the race leader, about 4 or 5 laps from coming to pit road under green.
Look how good those fresh tires operate. He just drove by the 77 of Quapple and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 with no problems.
Kane hopes it stays green.
See Jamie McMurray in the 42 car, another car making a pit stop.
Mears, the teammate of McMurray. Last ride in the 41 car for Casey. He moves to another Ganassi car for 2006, looking for his first Nextel Cup Series win. He leads, Mark Martin second, Edwards third. It's now a 36-point lead for Tony Stewart over Carl Edwards. Stewart in the 13th spot on the track. If Edwards stays in the top 5, it would be about 19 positions. He'd have to finish ahead of Tony Stewart to knock him from the top of the championship standings. Jeff Gordon slows and heads for pit road. Lap 226. Gordon gives up the 4th spot.
This is a tough pit entry right here because you can make up or lose a lot of time on that access road. And it's very slick, very flat.
Because pit road speed begins at that line.
Check by 3/4 of a round.
See Steve Letarte telling his crew what he wanted to do on this stop.
Heading for you, AB.
Track bar down a half. You hear him calling the adjustments as he comes to pit road, and that gives you just a small idea of how difficult the crew chief driver job is. I mean, they only have, what, 8-9 seconds from when Jeff drops off the racetrack to make the decision on what to do to the car if it's different than what they had been maybe thinking based on feedback from the driver. The track bar changed, the 4 tire change, Jeff Gordon's gone.
And a lot of times those last second changes are very small air pressure adjustments that they want to try and get done before the car gets to the pit stall.
Jeff Burton, 31 car, a singular car, going down pit road. You're the leader. Casey Mears is on pit road. Casey, don't spin out. Don't get in the grass and spin out. You've got to get in pit road.
Keep on coming. Keep on coming. Good.
Told you it was slippery.
You were right.
Because once he went across that commitment line in turn 3, he had to come down pit road or be penalized by NASCAR.
That's a straight shot in, a straight shot out.
Headed for you, Alan.
Yeah, and now, you know, the pressure for Casey Mears trying to make his last pit stop right as a driver to try and perhaps get that first Nextel Cup win. Now those 7 and now 8 men over the wall. The pressure on their shoulders. Make it perfect. 20 lug nuts on, 20 lug nuts off. Looked like they had a little trouble on the right front tire. Get Casey out as quickly as you can, but more importantly, make no mistakes.
That was about a little over a second slower than Gordon's pit stop. So we'll see where this shakes out.
Now it's really up to Mark Martin's crew to pull off a 13-second stop. If he can, that's 2.5 seconds. So here comes Mark. He's coming to pit road.
And get all you can get right here on the access road without making a mistake, which Mark won't make a mistake because he doesn't normally make mistakes.
He did get his 5 bonus points.
He almost spun out. And the 99 car right behind him coming down pit road. Matt?
And BP, you saw the graphic, he had a 17-point advantage over Jimmy Johnson, who's out of the race. That 5 points for leading adds to it. Clean windshield from Mark Martin. Now he says the car, he doesn't want any changes on this final run. It's going to be a short run. Left side tires going on. Solid stop so far. It's full of fuel. He's down and away.
13.5, great run.
Matt, the 99 team, 3 stops today under 13.5. They certainly need one here under green flag conditions. They're going to put a half around in the right rear. They're also going to take that pound out of both left side tires for the 99 bunch. Carl talked about how this car was very tight on this run. Different car than it was earlier in the race. 14.8 on the stops. Alan?
Tony Stewart's crew chief Greg Zipadelli calling him in on the same lap as Carl Edwards with a caution to come out before the cycle of pit stops finished. That might minimize the championship damage. Interesting thinking. 4 tire stops and adjustments as well for Tony Stewart, looking to get him through these final 36 laps to perhaps a championship. Matt?
Last shot for Greg Biffle's team to try to free his car up. The wedge adjustment already completed, as well as an air pressure adjustment. He is away.
These pit stops happening under green, 36 laps to go, the championship in the balance.
45 miles per hour, the speed limit down pit road.
Kevin Harvick gives up the race lead to come to pit road. This is the last opportunity to make your car the best it can be for a sprint to the finish, Dave.
His car went backwards in the last run, Bill, because an adjustment made the opposite effect that they expected. Drove his way back to the top 10. Now pitches the leader in succession. Will make a change for a little bit of a tight race car. Air pressure increased in the right rear tire.
Good stop for the 29 bunch. So Harvick heads back out on the track. Sterling Marlin scored the race leader.
Now these guys, this is probably where it shake out. Once everybody makes pit stop, Martin will be in the lead, and Casey Mears will be in second. Ooh, Martin slides up the racetrack a little bit loose there. That's all it took.
And a 41 car, Casey Mears, is really, really good tonight.
And they had a slower pit stop, too, about 2 seconds slower than some of these other guys that have been running up front.
Looks like that the 41 car is fast enough to make that up that difference.
There are Little Debbie lap leaders. 10 drivers have led today.
Look at him go by Newman.
Carl Edwards has clinched the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. So bonus points during the chase. Tony Stewart 50 and Carl Edwards 30, including 10 today.
And Ryan Newman, that unscheduled stop for the left side tires, he currently is running in the 4th position, but I'm sure that he has to stop again before the race is over.
Marty?
BP, you're exactly right. They have to pit around lap 250 or so with about 17 to go. That's when they're looking bringing Ryan to pit road.
All you can do now, the 12 car Ryan Newman, just hope that the caution flag, something would happen on the track, and NASCAR would throw the caution flag before he has to pit again. That would get him back in sequence.
Sterling Marlin has given up the race lead. He's coming to pit road, Dave.
And said just about nothing on that race car during the last run. His crew going around to the left side now. A 4-tire change for Sterling. Try to make, as you mentioned, the final adjustments they can to give Sterling the best finish they can. Leaves pit road.
Joe Nemechek scored as the race leader. He got 5 bonus points, but he's still got to make his stop. So Nemechek will head for pit road. Casey Mears inherits the lead. Our last green flag commercial break from Homestead.